I've been watching and analyzing Total Wipeout for around 2.5 years, and I've always liked Series 2 a lot. In this video, I'll go over my 10 favorite competitors from this series. Number 10 is Everest Alice from Episode 2. This episode's qualifier in general just seemed very nice, as it was a very clear day and the obstacles were simple and pleasing to the eye. Alice was one of 3 women who were put in a segment of people who could potentially be the first to clear the sucker punch in the episode. This was a mistake, however, since lorry driver Paul had already cleared the obstacle earlier. The first 2 competitors, Rugby Lisa and Gymnast Rachel, failed the sucker punch, but Alice broke the streak and not only cleared this obstacle, but also the log-off and the bigger balls. This made her the first person to clear the balls in Series 2, the 4th person ever, and the only competitor to do so in the first 5 episodes of her series. Even though she failed the lunar landing, her run was the fastest of the episode by 1 second and she got a time of 1 minute 35 seconds. Unfortunately, she got 9th on the sweeper and didn't advance further in the competition. 9 is Semi-Pro Chris from Episode 6. He was one of the 3 competitors in the last segment of the qualifier who were all said to be strong athletes for the competition, along with Rowing John and Ironman Mark. Chris was one of 2 competitors to ever clear the walk of shame, then he cleared the sucker punch and almost ran across the bigger balls. He then failed the leap of faith but recovered quickly from his 2 fails and got the fastest time of the day, 1 minute 37 seconds. On the sack race from hell, he got first place again. He unluckily drew a match with the other very strong competitor in this episode, Rowing John, on the treadmill, and couldn't beat him because he pulled the first door down and fell backwards. He had a lot of potential to be an amazing competitor, so it's unfortunate that his career on the show was cut short. 8 is Rowing John from Episode 6. He was in the same qualifier segment as the previous competitor and cleared the same 2 obstacles, the walk of shame and the sucker punch. On the bigger balls, he also made it to the 4th ball, but slipped off the last one. He got the second fastest time, 1 minute 47 seconds. He got through the multiplayer rounds, even the treadmill, against the dominant competitor Semi-Pro Chris. In the Wipeout zone, John only failed the brusher and got a fast time of 1 minute 57 seconds, winning the episode. He returned for the champion special, competing against fellow finalist Rob the Tiger and beating him with a time of 2 minutes 8th place, and also clearing the lunar landing. On the crusher, he was part of a huge pile-up and got 6th place, just barely missing out on making it to the 3rd round. Since then, he has helped fans learn about the behind-the-scenes of the show, and that has helped a lot for my channel. Number 7 is Above Average Joe from Episode 8. Before his run in the qualifier, he listed a bunch of skills he had with confidence. During his run, he ran lightly across the topple towers and cleared the sucker punch as well. His pace was incredible at this point, and he was somewhat close to making it across the bigger balls too. After also failing the bubble bath, he got a time of 1 minute 48 seconds, 5th place. On the sweeper, he was able to win because a lot of the other strong competitors were eliminated in a pile-up. In the treadmill, he went up against Concord Carlos, but couldn't keep his footing and fell into the water. I believe he would have been a strong competitor in the Wipeout zone. Number 6 is Gary the Clown from Episode 7. He was in the circus and practiced parkour, a sport that I'm interested in. In the qualifier, he cleared the sucker punch and got a decent time of 2 minutes 19 seconds. He then got through the multiplayer rounds despite the stiff competition, even getting first place in the first round of Dizzy Dummies, being the only competitor to beat Knockout Chris in the competition thus far. In the Wipeout zone, he was the only finalist in that episode who didn't struggle on the barrel run, and he flawlessly made it past the monkey bars with incredible efficiency. On the spinner, he had an orthodox approach where he went through the middle, but it ended up working. He failed the brusher but tried making it across the launch pads in 2 bounces. He ended up overshooting the second one and falling, costing him the win. He did this successfully on his second attempt and finished the course with a time of 2 minutes 17 seconds, 3rd place. Gary returned for the champion special, where he was only shown to try and jump to the second bigger ball but flip into the water in the qualifier. His time of 2 minutes 23 seconds was 11th place. On the crusher, he was caught up in the pile-up and got 7th place. 5 is Crouching Tiger Hidden Adam from Episode 7. He was always very positive and happy, since he was spiritual and meditated. In the qualifier, he cleared the sucker punch, then getting far across the bigger balls. His pace to the wall swing was very good, and even though he didn't clear it, he ended up finishing the course at the time of 1 minute 41 seconds, 2nd place. This was a very fast time considering the obstacles he failed. He made it through the multiplayer rounds by getting 3rd place every time. He went into the Wipeout zone as the underdog, since the other 2 competitors were dominating the previous rounds and seemed very competitive. Adam was the first to run and didn't start off very strong. He was struggling to get through the barrel run, and then he also failed the spinner. After a quick recovery, He was able to get across the brusher despite his difficulty, then jumping straight to the launch pads and bouncing to the second one. He finished that obstacle and got a time of 1 minute 37 seconds, the second fastest of the series so far. He returned for the champion special, and not much of his qualifier run was shown as it was in a segment with 2 other people. But in the end, he cleared the lunar landing and got a time of 2 minutes 26 seconds, just making it into the top 12 by 1 second. He was the first to be eliminated on the crusher, overbalancing just like he did in his first episode. Also, I liked his theme song in the champion special.